I'm Noel with Noel's Frags. And I saw red! This is the Red Fragrance Collection tag video. I'd like to thank Barry over at Sensualize for tagging me to do it. So the whole point is to dig through your collection and pull out all the red fragrances and kind of talk about them. First up is Parfums de Marly Cologne. First fragrance I ever did a review on. Decent review. Terrible video. Decent review. It opens up with this sweet, spicy lavender. It's strong. It's a very strong, powerful fragrance, like in terms of like projection and longevity. It's notoriously polarizing. People are either like, I love it, forget that fragrance and keep it away from me. I love it, obviously. That's why I bought this bottle. And just look at it. Would you look at it? Look how beautiful it is. Look at that, the pretty red bottle. Parfums de Marly really does kill it with the just the thick paint on the bottles, and they are very aesthetically pleasing. So if you want something sweet, spicy, strong, masculine, I would say, but it's like a sweet masculine, Parfums de Marly Cologne. Then you get another favorite, Creed Viking. Every day I love you just a little bit more. Spicy lavender, very masculine, very barbershop. The reason I love this fragrance so much is because it is not linear. It starts out with that blast of lavender and spice and just, it's fiery. It's like got pepper, like pink pepper in the open, and it's just, it's so good. But it evolves, it changes, just like mankind. You know, you start out with this fierce dude out on the battlefield with an axe, whacking people's heads off. You know, he's got horns on his helmet. But as he gets, you know, mankind evolves, he gets a sophisticated rose and vetiver. So good. I cannot talk this up enough. If you ever go to try it and you're not that stoked about it, get like a 10 milliliter decant so you can definitely try it several times and wear it. And by the time it's gone, you'll be like, Noel's right, I'm gonna go ahead and buy a bottle. I don't have a lot of red fragrances in my collection, but the ones I do have are just so awesome. They pop. They pop. The red is offset. I got a lot of, you know, like dark and muted colors. You know, fragrances aren't always attention grabbing. Maybe a couple of blues peppered in there, but the red ones just stick out. They look so cool. Another from the Creed house, Original Santol. This is nothing like its ferocious sibling. This is sweet. It's very tender, very nice. It's a good fragrance. You get sandalwood, just like in the name, Santol, sandalwood. You get a lot of sandalwood. But it's sweet. It's a sweet sandalwood, rounded out with some cinnamon. This is not quite gourmandy, but it treads the line. It treads the line. But let's tell it how it is. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. If you're new to Creed, or if you've never smelled this fragrance, it's jupe. It's just jupe. Like the Jupe Homme, a really popular fragrance in the late 80s through the 90s. Creed was like, oh, we could make a nicer version of that. And they did. Cinnamon, sandalwood, the tonka, like a little bit of vanilla in there. It's a very sweet fragrance that they jacked the recipe and made it better. I'm not complaining because it smells better than Jupe. Jupe has this weird musk about it that I don't enjoy. This doesn't have that. A lot more smooth. Smooth. It's a bad symbol for smooth. I guess these are red. They're red with a gradient, but Barry did them in his video, and Barry's really cool, so I want to be like Barry. The Dior Fahrenheit. All I have is Eau de Toilette and Le Parfum. So the Dior Fahrenheit line is notorious for its petrol accord. It means it smells like gasoline. The Eau de Toilette is a little lighter, a little more petrol forward. It's got leather, and violet gives it that gasoline vibe. It's spring-ish. You might be able to pull, I wouldn't say summer, maybe a cool summer night, but it is a strong fragrance. This is your fall-winter counterpart. It dials the petrol back a little bit and gives you more sweet aspects with the vanilla and some booziness. It's very sexy. This is probably one of the few like sweet gourmandy fragrances. I'm like, oh yeah, that's one of them. And leather's in both of them. This is, I guess, closer to a suede versus just like a leather in the Eau de Toilette. That was it. Short, sweet, to the point. Not a lot of fragrances, but they're good ones. Again, I'd like to thank Barry for this tag over at Centralize. Check out his content. He has so much coverage on so many different fragrances. He's the man to look at. If you enjoyed this video, throw me a like or subscribe to see more content. And as always, thanks for watching.